There was a snake in the world for which even legendary and unconfirmed giant pythons are like Pekingese against bulldogs. This is the largest and strongest snake in the history of the planet, titanoboa. This hulk lived about 60 to 55 million years ago, and its habitat included the territory of modern Colombia, although it may have been much, much wider. This huge snake was a super predator of its time. She could have hunted dinosaurs, and who knows, maybe that meteorite really harmed their population. But it was monsters like titanoboa that finished them off. Believe me, when we talk about monsters, we are not exaggerating. This reptile grew up to 50 feet in length, more than 15 meters, and could weigh about a ton. The titanoboa is longer than a trucker's truck and more than twice as heavy as a polar bear. Can you imagine how strong a reptile must be to move such a body without any limbs and to even hunt successfully at the same time? It was 3 times more massive than even the largest and most unique modern giant snakes. The width of the snake reached 3 feet, about a meter at least. Are you already glad that this creature died out so long ago? However, who knows? The jungles of Colombia have not been fully explored. Surprisingly, according to scientists, the titanoboa hunted not the last dinosaurs, but fish. Yeah, he's a sushi lover. Of course, in order to get enough, she had to hunt much more often than modern boas. But at the same time, the waters of South America were teeming with life, and incredible strength allowed this snake to develop an impressive swimming speed. So the pursuit of fish, and even in muddy river water, often ended successfully for this super predator. Interestingly enough, in those deposits that date back to the life of titanoboa, scientists have not yet found fossils of any other predator of comparable size. This means that after the extinction of the dinosaurs, most likely the titanoboa was the biggest predator not only in South America, but in general, in the world. And so it could go for hundreds of thousands of years. In addition, titanoboa is the largest snake in history. But if she wasn't hunting dinosaurs, then why did she need such huge dimensions? Was the fish in those days also so monstrously large? In fact, titanoboa could grow to such a size for 2 reasons. Firstly, after the disappearance of the water lizards, she simply had no competitors. Secondly, then the climate was much warmer. Climatic conditions strongly affected cold-blooded creatures than warm-blooded ones. Giant mammals may appear in cold climates, but huge reptiles no longer do. They need real heat. Here's another reason for you to worry about global warming. No need to thank me. Usually, it is non-venomous snakes that grow really huge, but there are also venomous giants in the world. First of all, this is the king cobra. Contrary to popular misconception, she is far from the most venomous snake on the planet. But still, she does not wear the royal title for nothing. After all, she hunts other snakes, and the most venomous and dangerous. Even reptiles that can kill an elephant with one bite are afraid of this monster. To hunt this prey, the king cobra has a whole arsenal of advantages under its sleeve. This is both its own rather powerful poison and resistance to other people's toxins. But first of all, her weapon is huge. She easily overcomes even snakes in a duel, which reach about 6 to 7 feet in length. The king cobra has a very powerful musculature and a huge head, and most importantly, its dimensions can reach 13 feet. And this is an average indicator. With a good enough diet, the king cobra can grow about 1.5 times more. There is evidence that a cobra can grow up to 19 to 20 feet, and this is the size of young pythons and boas. Occasionally there are videos with such huge cobras, but it is not possible to accurately measure and document their dimensions. After all, king cobras are caught only when they crawl too close to human habitation. Frightened neighbors who catch a reptile can still take it on video, But of course, no one will measure such a monster. They will lift you up and carry you as far as possible into the jungle. Not every snake has enough flexibility to rise vertically above the ground. This ability is a distinctive feature of the cobra. So, the giant king cobra can rise about 5 feet above the ground when surveying the area. That is, she will tower over a leopard or a wolf and can look into a person's eyes, practically being at the same height as him. The king cobra is so huge and strong that it sometimes hunts not only venomous, but also other giant snakes. For example, she can grapple with the python if it is still young enough. Their duel looks epic. The python is used to forming strangling rings around its prey. The cobra uses its mass differently. She just fights with another snake, tries to bend it under her, and combines the fight with venomous bites. The python is trying to break the cobra's ribs, or at least strangle it. But the poison has already entered the body. With such a difference in size, he has no chance. The king cobra can cope with larger snakes. Another venomous snake that can grow to the size of a python is the black mamba. The largest individual that has been recorded has grown to 14.5 feet, about 4.5 meters. But if the king cobra uses its size to fight the victim, then the black mamba acts much more frightening. This snake is one of the few snakes in the world that can actually chase its prey. And she needs a long body in order to develop a speed comparable to the speed of a running person. Yeah, the mamba will get tired a lot faster, but if you're leaning on burgers, then we have some bad news for you. The venom of the black mamba is fast, as is its bite. It spreads through the body very quickly, causing swelling, terrible burning pain, and sometimes tissue necrosis. It is a structurally complex poison that mainly acts as a neurotoxin and stops the breathing. If a snake bites your finger, then there are a couple of hours for the introduction of the serum. If it's in the face or chest, then only 30 minutes. Such a strong poison in large dimensions allow the black mamba not to be afraid of anyone except the honey badger and some predators that specialize in hunting poisonous snakes like the mongoose and the secretary bird. And even they have to make every effort not to turn into lunch themselves. Which giant snake struck you the most today? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. It's very interesting to be with us.